Accent of Choice by Literally Mad Lad on AO3. Episode 26. Chapter 9. And at last I see the light, and it's like the fog is lifted. Kachan, it's you. Deku breathed, voice wavering. Oh my god. Katsuki couldn't speak. He buried his face into the fabric of Deku's jacket, clinging to him with every ounce of strength he had. For the first time since leaving the cave, his chest swelled with the vibrations of soft, reassuring taps on the verge of purring. Deku's hands pushed up against his hair. Katsuki revealed in the swirl of heat surrounding him. From Deku's chest to his arms enveloping him, Katsuki shouldered, his breath escaping him again in a breathy, restrained sob. Deku only lifted his hand to brush against his cheek before saying, How did you... I found him at... The accomplice started, but was promptly silenced by Katsuki whirling at her, with her teeth blared in a snarl. His predatory clicks reverberated up his throat, as if he even had the fangs to warn them. He couldn't see her beyond the fog of his glasses, and the brim of tears collecting on his lashes. The clicks dulled to a low rumble at the base of his throat, as he rubbed his hands against his glasses and underneath them, smearing the tears away with little success. The moment his blurry eyes caught sight of Deku reaching for him, Katsuki leaned towards him, and all but tripped into his arms again. Deku smoothed his hands along Katsuki's hair and forehead, each gentle circle bringing him back from the deadly spiral. Deku held Katsuki fast against him when the accomplice spoke again, if only to prevent Katsuki from lunging at her. He tried, but he was enraptured by Deku's hold. He's been living with the girlfriend of Bakugou's son. The accomplice explained. How did he... I don't know, Deku said, shaking his hand. We should probably get off the tracks. Is your train leaving? Yeah, in 5 minutes, she said. It'll be better if I don't go with you two. I thought we were supposed to talk. Katsuki can speak for himself just fine. Trust me, she said with a weak laugh. I only called so Katsuki could see you. After she passed Deku her ticket, the tension in Katsuki's shoulders faded. His footsteps retreated into the distance. Katsuki's grip on Deku's jacket weakened, until he leaned back enough to brush his sleeves over his cheeks. When he looked up, Deku smiled at him, and his relief seeped into every fiber of Katsuki's bones. I was so worried, Deku confessed, voice shaking. I thought something might have happened. Your tail grew legs, Katsuki said. Deku laughed. Yeah, I can see that now. Show me how they work by walking me to the platform? Katsuki grabbed a hold of Deku's wrist and tagged him along. Their sneakers stepped over the material tracks and circled the concrete walkway. After passing the steps, Katsuki turned to look at Deku's approval. Deku's eyes jumped up from Katsuki's feet to meet his eyes and smiled. Deku asked him for a train ticket, which Katsuki procured from his pocket. After Deku handed it over to be scanned, Deku let Katsuki lead the way to an empty seat in the far end of the carriage. The two of them sat gingerly beside one another. Katsuki crossed his arms, his legs crossed at his ankles. Deku propped his hands up on his knees, and his eyes trained on Katsuki's leg before guiding up Katsuki's torso to meet his firm gaze. Heat swept up to Katsuki's cheeks. His glasses had cleared, and it had become perfectly obvious to him that there was no real way for him to count Deku's freckles. It was a smudged overlap, uneven dots that shaded Deku's nose and cheeks up to his forehead. It was unseemly and unique, Deku, and for some reason Katsuki decided that he liked the look of them after all. The people he had met didn't have freckles like Deku did. I'm glad you're okay, Deku whispered, and his voice sent shivers up Katsuki's arms, which tightened around his chest. Once again, Katsuki couldn't speak. Instead, he tapped one finger to his chest and another to Deku's. He folded his arms tight against his chest, his fists pressed to his collarbone. Deku repeated the motion with a smile pushing dimples into his freckled cheeks. Deku reached over and readjusted Katsuki's glasses and said, You fit right in. I'm surprised. Katsuki grinned. He supposed he did look rather human. You taught me how to talk like a human, and now you're surprised I am one? He said, and Deku laughed. You always surprised me. For better, or for worse. Deku said, clearing his throat. Right now it's for the better. When I found your tail, I assumed you died. I was so scared, but I didn't... There wasn't anything else left behind, so I hoped you were okay. When Deku fell quiet, Katsuki hesitated to reach out to him. Of course, Deku had thought as much. Once again, Katsuki regretted how abruptly he had left. If only he had thought it more through, maybe he would have had cost Deku so much stress. I shouldn't have left, Katsuki whispered. Deku immediately shook his head. No, you did the right thing, Kachan, I promise. Katsuki wasn't convinced. He didn't want to go back to the cave, and he didn't want to go back to Mitsuki's. Was there even a third option? Where will I go? Katsuki asked quietly. It didn't feel right to return anywhere, especially since he had been, the past few months, sheer purgatory, waiting for a purpose to return. You'll live with me, Deku said. Katsuki's eyes wavered when he met Deku's. Is that okay? The resolution in Deku's eyes loosened all of Katsuki's quorums. As they faded, Katsuki's shoulders slackened, expression brightened. He gave a firm nod. Yeah, that's okay. Oh my god, it's done. It is but done. It is but finally finished. We have succeeded in finishing it, and I have not succeeded in picking another motherfucking fanfic to replace this series, because I'm not here. Okay, I actually don't know. I kind of have been fumbling the bag a little bit. I should have picked something. Oh well, I'm gonna have to pick something tonight and draw it tonight, and I'm gonna be cursing Past Echo. Fuck you, Past Echo. This was such a sweet series. I want more. I want to see them together. I want to see them living. I want to see Bakugou explore the world. I want more. I require but more. I am but a fellow mortal that requires more. Okay. Greed is a sin, and I am committing it. But, I want more. Clearly you could tell that I just don't like when fanfiction ends. I don't. I always want more. I want more of the fanfictions. But so far, this was a really nice fanfiction. I really enjoyed it, and I'm really glad if you guys also enjoyed it. Katsuki doesn't have a tail anymore. Should the thumbnail still be that? Who knows? Anyways, as always, my raindrops. Make sure to eat, sleep, drink water, take your meds. Have a wonderful day or night. Link to my Discord server and socials are down in the description. Subscribe to see more of my content, and thank you so much for watching.